Hello, hello. Welcome once again to an additional Quoth the Raven Lewis Sprite Rating. I'm your host, Lewis Sprite Raven, 33-year veteran of comic science fiction, fantasy, horror, role-playing games. Sorry I'm a little late from scheduled time. About 10-15 minutes before airtime, I came across an announcement on Facebook. Unfortunately, it's tragic news. Fellow comic book creator, a fellow Lewis, unfortunately passed away today, and that is Lewis Small Jr. He passed away at 12:43 a.m. this morning after a long, courageous battle with cancer, followed by complications from a recent stroke. Most comic fans would recognize him for his run on Vampirella during the 1990s. He also made his mark at Marvel, DC, Valiant, Image, Dark Horse, and numerous other independent publishers. He and I did do some special projects, some prints and stuff that was his pencils with my inks. And unfortunately, we never really got to do a project as a published series together. And now, sadly, that won't ever happen again. We won't ever have a chance to work together. He was a really cool guy, very laid back, very much of a mentor type personality. Let me do it this way. This is better. He always seemed to have a very giving personality. And every time I saw him at conventions, he always seemed to have a good mental headspace and how he reacted and treated fans and his fellow artists in the alley and stuff. So I didn't even know he was sick. I hadn't seen or heard from him in a while. And so I was very, I still am, at the moment I'm talking about this, I still am just a little bit gobsmacked, a little bit shocked, because I didn't even know that he had cancer. I guess we just fell out of each other's circles enough that I hadn't heard, and I'm sorry to see him go. And he will be missed, and my condolences to his sister Pam and his coworkers and his fans and friends. I think he had a girlfriend as well, or at least a partner. I don't know, but condolences to all of you. But yeah, I'm a little bit of a downer to start the show, and sorry about that, folks. But we did need to mention this and let it be known that it's happened, and kind of say our goodbyes and thanks, because he truly was. He attributed a lot more than people realize to the business, and I wish more people had given him more opportunity to spotlight him and let him shine, because he was a really exceptional person and an exceptional talent. With that said, it is crowdfunding night, and I'm going to try not to let my eyes tear up too much here. We have a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the Kickstarters tonight. We're going to start with the series And pardon the name of the book. It's Cockhead, a bad mother clucker on a hell of a delivery. It's got 36 hours to go. It's well past its $500 goal. It's over $4,000 with 106 backers. Let's see what this is. Crazy little comic book about this human with a cocktail's head is doing. Oh, that's right. They only did that little silly thing there. But here it is. He's like in this futuristic world, and it's just this little guy on his little scooter, put along, trying to get the delivery. It's a 28-page, fast-paced, gory thrill ride, written, illustrated by Kit Wallace of Quested and High on Life. I think you may have heard of it. This is the new imprint from people who do Grandma Chainsaw Notice book, as you get an idea. It's going to be an adult type book, obviously. He's a delivery boy with a chicken head, basically. And he has to go deliver this package to the infamous mobster, Boss-I Boss. And so they're plunged into this desperate struggle against a variety of adversaries, gangsters and mutant dog Nazis, and criminal underworld scrambles to get the secret of the parcel he's going to deliver. And you can see there's a little bit of gore there. She just like put her foot right through his mouth and through the back of his head. Oh my! Just, you have to say that with the George Takei pizzazz there. Oh my! If you like Mad Max, Repo Man, Guns Akimbo, you probably will like this. If you like the Ryan Reynolds hijinks from Deadpool, you'll like this. You can see there's quite a different number of covers here. I'll probably get the B cover by McRae and Spicer here. That is a weird looking scooter he rides with all the different headlights on there, but and then there's this other one. Again, this is gonna be quite gory and stuff, so expect some really weird looking stuff. And of course, Kit Wallace doing the homage to Akira. And then this is another cover by Kit Wallace, exclusively to Nerd Initiative that you can order. There's holofoil covers. You can also get other books from them, like Mostly Dead and Small Bites, which is about a newly turned werewolf. And those are things that you can order early. Here's some of the pages. And again, it's really gory, crazy stuff. I thought Chris Hall would like this, and maybe he'll get a chance to look at it later. Unfortunately, he had work to do today and wasn't able to be on the show to talk about this with us tonight. But if you like Don't Spit in the Wind, if you don't like, or rather, if you do like different type of ultra-violent comics that we've shown in the past, this is for you, and I would say this is a mature readers series. We're gonna just kind of end through that. And what can you get? Well, $5 for your PDF download, or $10 for the Comic Soup Welcome Pack, which gets you all 3 books: Cockhead, Mostly Dead, and Small Bites. The regular book is cover A, Kit Wallace, $15 for the McRae and Spicer, $15 for the Delay cover, $15 for the Bellondo cover, and 15 for the Akira homage cover. That is what it is. 15 welcome pack for the physical. You get all three and all three digital. And I think that would be probably the best thing to do in a way. The only thing is you only get the cover A for the book, which is kind of a bummer. I'd like to get the cover B, but I understand. You can also get any 2 covers for 20. The hollow foil covers for 25, or a metal cover for 50. 50 for all standard covers. And retailers is 10 copies for 80, which is a little bit steep, but I understand, I guess. You can also get t-shirts as well. Obviously, they've unlocked their stretch goal at 3,000. No idea what they're going to do. I guess you get a little trading card, whatever, And there's also add-ons, so you can do add-ons for the t-shirts as well. So it's not like you if you want to do an add-on and get different things from what you ordered, you can do that for a little bit. Again, there's the cover, or there's the action t-shirt, and there's the hero t-shirt. Yeah. I don't know. That's those are kind of funny looking, but that's supposed to be. There's your trading card. And of course, Kit's been around for a long time. He's worked on, Detective Kaiju, and which we've reviewed in the past. We reviewed on Quested before and Monster Club before. So there's other things. That's why I kind of picked. I'm going to go ahead and pick this one to show. And this is from a geek collective out of Arizona as well. So pretty good stuff. I'm not sure which one I'm going to get yet, but I will get some sort of thing from this. And let's go ahead and copy that real quick. And share the page. Again, there's your link to that page. And you're going to, I'm trying to think of it. I think of it as kind of like certain movies where you've had the delivery person having to fight everybody, whether it's Quicksilver. Oh shoot, the thing with Jason Statham, Transporter, stuff like that. It's in that same kind of vein as well. So I'm not thrilled with the name of the series, to be honest. But then again, I live in South Carolina. I mean, the team is called the Gamecocks too, so it's kind of a bummer thing there, but it is what it is. Anyway, that is our first book. Our next book that we're going to talk about if I can get it to share, it's trying, is The Lost Art of Don Simpson, This is the Rarities, Rejects, Commissions, and Forgotten Commercial Art. It's that 14 days ago. It is not quite to its $11,000 goal at $10,273, raised by 118 backers. Let's see what Don has to say.
Hi, Don Simpson here, and I'm about to launch a crowdfunding campaign for something that I modestly call the Art of Don Simpson, Sketchbook and Archive, Rarities, Rejects, Commissions, and Forgotten Commercial Art. It is a 120-page paperback, 8.5 by 11, black and white, with a focus on inked cartoon drawings from a variety of sources. If you only know my comic books from the 80s and 90s and more recent work, there's a couple decades where I was doing a lot of illustration for advertising agencies, public relation firms, newspapers, things that are so dated now that they've actually become historical. Op-ed pieces, spot illustrations for magazines, newspapers, corporate annual reports, theater projects, such as what you see here. I was also contemplating my own projects, and there are certain rejected covers or cover ideas for projects that are too good to throw away. And these are some of my favorite drawings from that period. What was so wonderful about being a freelance cartoonist after the comic book industry in the 90s was the diversity and the freedom to try a lot of different things, a lot of different styles. There are going to be complete comic book stories, including teaching cartooning, which was in Streetwise in the year 2000. Things from my sketchbook, $1 million ideas like Spread Eagle, which has never seen the light of day. Record CD, music CD covers for Rounder Records and other clients. Logos for nonprofits and experimental comic strips. Lots of corporate superhero mascots. And again, illustrations for magazine articles using straight superhero technique. Yes, where did he learn to draw shoes? Somebody actually paid me to draw shoes. Beautiful women, beautiful illustrations, carefully curated, high-resolution scans, more stuff than you can shake a stick at. So if you've been building a library of recent volumes like The Complete Megaton Man, Multi-Mentions, X amount of comics, Victory Folks, I hope you will consider adding the Art of Don Simpson Sketchbook and Archive coming to a crowdfunder near you very, very soon. Thank you for your support.
Yeah, you see it's at 93% of its goal. Yeah, I just happened to get the Multi-Mentions Kickstarter. We haven't had a chance to review it yet, but hopefully that will be Thursday. But yeah, that's part of why we added that one, because I just got it, and I figured, what the heck? And, you know, of course, the art, it's now called The Lost Art of Don Simpson instead of the what it said in the video. But, you know, you can get a complete PDF for $13, a printed edition for $31, soft cover. There's also a hardcover for $54, and you also get the PDF. There's a retailer bundle. That's 3 autographed softcover copies. The Library of Lost Art. You get 3 books and 2 prints, all signed by Don. That's Pictopia, of course. Victory Folks, of course. So you're getting pretty cool stuff there. There's only 17 of those available, and so it's 10 of them. You can get the autographed copy plus an 8.5 by 11 custom drawing of the Don Simpson character of your choice. But it has to be a Don Simpson character, right? I should ask him that. But anyway, PG requests only, please. I totally agree with that. PG or PG. You can also do 9x12 with a full figure drawing. His choice of character, or your choice of his characters. You can do a team up of your character with one of his. Where you may substitute a public domain character. But, you know, and backing this reward does not include reproduction, publishing rights, except on social media. In other words, that means no printing it as a print or in a book without compensating him for the cost. And, you know, that's $325. I don't know. I could sort of understand where he's coming from, but how much more does he want to have reproduction rights included? I guess that might be something that someone might have to negotiate with him. I don't know. But there's a lot of cool stuff here. So yeah, interesting stuff. 120 pages. You get unpublished art featuring Megaton Man, Border Worlds, and Bizarre Heroes. Over 40 comic strips. Superhero mascots ever seen by comics fans. I don't know. We may have seen them. It depends. We'll have to see. But yeah. There's complete stories in here as well. Reprinting The Good Listener, an unpublished science fiction story by Joe Clifford Frost. The teaching cartooning page story from Streetwise from 2000. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff here. I don't know what I'm going to get, but I'm going to get something. Yeah, I'm liking it. I kind of like the rat. I kind of like how he's done the Rat Shank homage here with Megaton Man. If you don't know who Rat Fink is, go look up Rat Fink and Hot Rods and you'll figure it out. But overall, yeah, certainly worth my time. Like I said, I'll have to figure out which one I'm going to get, but I'll definitely be getting that. Okay. Our next book should be Love and Death on a Dark Side of the Moon. Just give me a second. I've already backed this one. There we go. It's got 7,838 of its 9,999 goal. Well, why you got to do $1 short of 10,000? Okay. 180 backers. Got about 6 days to go here. Let's see what they have to say.
As the Earth's sun begins to die, a research station is built on the dark side of the moon. A child is born with a dangerous anomaly.
Hi, I'm Gerald von Stoddard.
And I'm Frank Martin.
Wait, that's not right.
Hey, I'm Gerald von Stoddard.
And I'm Frank Martin.
And we're the creators of Love and Death on the Dark Side of the Moon.
I want you to join us for this exclusive graphic novel event live right now on Kickstarter.
Love and Death is a sci-fi epic about what it means to be human in the most desolate and isolated of places.
It follows a boy named Nero, the byproduct of an experiment gone wrong, who has been cast aside and forgotten. But he finds connection throughout the years with a girl who refuses to see him as the monster everyone else does.
As a 100-page graphic novel, we'll also be releasing Love and Death as a monthly web series where all backers are invited to join Frank and I and be part of our process following Nero's journey as it unfolds.
We've got a couple different versions of the book available, including prints and behind-the-scenes material that expands the universe with lore and add-ons.
Join us during the campaign for exclusive access to this one-of-a-kind graphic novel event.
You can see it's about 78% of its goal. It's got 6 days left. I already backed it. I liked it last week, but I thought I'd mention it again. I got the soft cover for version 1 or cover A. Page full color graphic novel for $25 is reasonable. If you liked Interstellar, Akira, Edward Scissorhands, Planet Seas, and of course, we are fans here at QTR of all those things. So yeah, it's this for us. There's a starter bundle. You get a few other additional things that I didn't pick up because I just didn't need extra stuff. I need to kind of save my money and let other people get as many different things as I possibly can from different people. But Frank Martin is another guy that we normally back. We've backed him on multiple campaigns in the past, so we're pretty confident that we'll enjoy this. I love the splatter effects from the inks on this. I don't mind the lettering either. It's interesting. It looks like the boy's going to become this giant, like, humanoid black hole or something and consume the Earth, but if they're going to do it as a web series first, before they actually release the book, I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but I imagine some people might. But at least you can see it as it's progressing. And this is kind of how the digital format looks, a little bit different, as you can see from the printed. So should be interesting to see how they go about doing it. And that's because they're trying to do it, and they're also converting it, like I said, to the vertical webcomic format. So you get to do both from a monthly basis and get the final physical if you want. I'm probably just going to get the physical. I'm not really worried about the back of the. Whoops. Let's see if there's anything else here. What else do they offer? Do they have a T-shirt or anything? And they got posters and bookmarks and other things, but nothing really stood out to me. If you're in the New York, New England, New Jersey area, and you're a retailer and you want to back it, I wouldn't be again. I would recommend it. I mean, 85 times 5 is like 17. You're getting like 30% off. Oh, it's actually 50% off. Okay. All right. I don't know. And they'll do a store appearance if you back them. So, yeah, it's a possibility. So that's a cool thing to help promote the books and stuff too. So you can become a character in the book. I'm not overly enamored with that idea myself. You know, it's one thing to have my character, my name, my surname in there, and having a character that's kind of like my fictional cousin or something, you know, like I have over in Impossible Jones's world from Carl Kessel or Kiesel. But putting myself in the book, not so much. Then there's a few other things you can get, like a full mixed media commission. Unfortunately, the launch special is already over with. Early birds already over with. So, yeah, some cool stuff, potentially. Oops. There we go. And again, I would recommend getting this one. And why isn't it showing the other? Let's see what's going on. Okay. Well, a second. There we go. And by the way, all the links to all the pages are in the description of this video as well. You should be able to find them relatively easy. Pardon me if you hear me chewing. It's not a good idea to eat while you're doing your show, but I'm kind of having a sugar crash or something. And if you don't know, I'm diabetic, so I have to have something. I do apologize. Okay. Our next book should be Rapture of the Deep. It should be. I hate when it doesn't want to come up. Hold on a second. Let's see. There we go. This is volume 1. It's a graphic novel series. About halfway of its goal, unfortunately, on 11 days ago. A lot of colored pencil tones and stuff on this one. It's a really interesting design, in my opinion. Let's see what they have to say. Okay, usually it's about 50% of his goal. And it's got 11 days to go. Basically, the diver, the guy that you saw there putting the helmet on and going in the water, he has built his home over a special ancient underwater dig site. And he's found all this cool stuff, but he doesn't want to bring it out of the water because of reasons. I'm not exactly sure why exactly. He wants to build like an underwater museum that you can go visit and see it in the water. I don't know why exactly. It didn't quite make sense, but it sounded interesting to me because he's an underwater archaeologist. He finds a dagger carved from mammoth ivory, but nearly drawn for retrieving it. His girlfriend, Siri, the Miller, nurses him back to health and struggles to balance supporting his dream and talking him down from what she sees as a dangerous hobby. I don't see how it could be a dangerous hobby if that's his job as being an underwater archaeologist, but okay. But as he spirals, his estranged brother Sergio enters his life, determined to convince him to give up diving. Between Hector's foolhardy plans and Serena's unwillingness to discourage him, Sergio seems to have his work cut out for him. But there's something that Sergio and Serena don't know. Hector's life-threatening slip on that life dive was not a mistake born of negligence at all. It was caused by something no one could have predicted. Maybe there's an underwater alien life form or something. So anyway, pretty cool. The characters are, look kind of interesting. Cave diving is dangerous, of course. So, but apparently this is not. Maybe it's not his job. He doesn't seem to have a real job. Okay, well, if he's not getting paid to do this, then I don't know. But it's interesting to see what they're going to come up with anyway. It looks cool to me though, and I haven't backed it yet. But 90 pages of comics, all right, not bad. 10 pages of comic stories extras, including sketches and process breakdown and stuff. You can also look and find it on Webtoon. If you want to look on it online already, you can. There's a lot of it already done, obviously. It's remastered from the digital format. Obviously, exclusively to Kickstarter. The artist, is also a spelunker and cave diver to see himself, so he knows what he's writing about. That's good. Let's see what the prices are. Digital format's $12. The physical is $30, which is pretty standard for a hardcover edition. You know, you get your PDF and your hardcover. You can get a sketch card in there as well. There's production artwork you can get as well for $100. That's not too bad. And are you wanting to be seen? Are you wanting to be seen? You want everybody to see you? Come on. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. The host. He has to be seen, to be believed. Midnight Monster. Hello, everybody. I'm here. I want attention. I want attention. Hello, big boy. Hello, big boy. Doing? Being good? He just, I think he missed me today. I had a lot of late errands to do right before the show. But, so he's like, I just want attention at your home. Anyway, let's get back to the okay. Production art's $100. A sketch card is $45. And these don't include the shipping, so you may keep that in mind. I'm going to get the hardcover book and probably nothing else. I'm not particularly interested in the sticker pack, but yeah, that's probably what I'll do. But it's got 11 days to go, so it'll probably be okay at 50%. It'll probably hit its mark. We will come back and visit it next week to see where it's at. But sorry, kitties. He's trying to get in my face. Lay down. There you go. I would say if you have a question or you're doubting it, check it out on Webtoons. I didn't realize I had a Webtoons because I was just looking at this for the first time. Otherwise, I would have brought it up with the Webtoons link as well. But Rapture of the Deep, just check it out on Webtoons. And we'll probably bring that up next week from the Webtoon. And I'll explain why in a little bit later, but we'll see. Again, there's the Kickstarter link. All right. Our next one is the Rick Leonardi double feature. Which has the Blue Angel and the Rick Leonardi sketchbook. No, you don't let me type. All right. And unfortunately, this one doesn't have a video as far as I can tell. But if you're a Rick Leonardi fan, I mean, he's a legendary artist. I mean, did X-Men books. He did Spider-Man 2099. He did the original Vision and Scarlet Witch miniseries back in the 80s, the 4-issue one, before the 12-issue one where they were married. But this is a brand new, all new original graphic novel, 140 pages, and you get an 80-page sketchbook. And as you can see, it's already past its goal. It's got 5 days left to go. You can get stretch goals. Of course, he also worked in Cloak and Dagger, Daredevil, Nightwing, other places. But the main thing is, you're getting this brand new story that no one's ever seen before. And it looks quite different from his other stuff, because there is a lot of him working on it as, an actual story. Aircraft carrier stationed in the Persian Gulf in 2001. And this is about things she can do. The lead character's a ordnance handler, and she can manipulate gravity. And she becomes a top secret tool for the military, employed on special forces missions that take advantage of her ability, but not every mission is what it seems. And so he's been making this thing for 20 years. And he did the research. It's a really cool idea. I'm looking forward to that. Colors by Norwegian Minion and lettering by Pepper. So everything else is Rick. And, when you talk about a passion project like this, it's taken him over 20 years to do. I think, I think they'll probably get a really cool book out of it. Mm-hmm. And of course, you get your Rick Leonardi sketchbook. And he's like, most iconic stuff here, like his X-Men pages. The RS edition print was for the first 75 physical backers, which of course that's long gone now. But how many backers does it have now? Hold on a minute. 213. But that would have been kind of cool to get a print of that. But not biggie, you didn't. Again, he's been around for so long. You get really cool pinups like that. Whoops, sorry about that. That's a cool Wonder Woman. You can also get a Funko Pop signed by him. There's only 5 of them available. So those are probably gone by now. A Cloak and Dagger mug. That's cool. That's available as an add-on. Limited number of 9x12 sketches. Those are probably gone by now. Again, limited number of sketches and shots done, but shipping costs they'll let you know. But 10 is standard for US, 23 for Canada. Everything seems pretty standard. If you have any questions, they let you know. You go to bigcartel.com. Your new paying pro. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I mean, it just looks like cool stuff. Oh, this is Rich Stonkey. Okay, yeah, Tabitha Hill. Okay, I know these people. Yeah, I know most of these people. And I don't say I know them. I know of them. We've met. or we've crossed paths. Let's put it that way. Now you can get just the digital sketchbook for $15. You can get it's $80 for both the book and the sketchbook, and that's probably what I'll end up getting in the end. But let's see, 25 for digital. The Leonardi sketchbook is 80, and then the print 40. Okay, yeah, 40. Hold on. Okay. All right. I'm just reading something here. Okay. 30 for the sketchbook. If you want it signed, it's 40. Okay. Digital double feature is 40. Blue Angel is 50. Yeah, okay. 30 and 50 is 80, so it's about the same. Okay. All right. I gotcha. You can get a remarked edition where it does an actual sketch in your book. There's a retailer tier. He'll give you 4 copies of each. And since they're like 50, it's like 80 times 4 is 320 is going to you for 180. That's, oh, kitty. Oh, hello. Just a lot of different stuff. There's a whole digital collection of different things you can get. With Keith Williams' sketchbook, all the other different books, and that's interesting. And you can also have a Rick Leonardi experience for $500 where he comes to your store for 5 hours, and you get all the different covers and stuff. But and that's $500 just to show up. If you actually, if he's not within driving distance, whatever he considers within driving distance, transportation and accommodations, yeah, that's additional to you as a store as well. So that might be a whole situation there. But, there's an early bird pricing that's already gone. The remarked edition print copy, okay. Yeah, the head sketches are gone. The figure drawings are gone. All that stuff is gone. All that kind of stuff is already gone, which is not exactly a surprise, but with 5 days to go on a 30-day campaign. But yeah, I wish I'd seen this earlier. I saw it last week. I think I mentioned it last week, but I wish we had gotten. I wish I'd come across this a little bit sooner. I would have probably. I don't know if I would have ordered a sketch or not, but it's hard to say because I actually own a Leonardi sketch of one of my characters. I'll have to show that to you sometime. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get. I can't make up my mind if I want to get just the sketchbook or I want to get both, but I'll probably end up getting both. And there's your link. And as you can see, the kitty is up on my chest because he wants attention. I don't know, maybe he's cold. Shouldn't be. It's been actually warm today, but he gets this way sometimes. No cross. You're going to the mall, don't you? It's Wednesday. It's comic book day, and it's vet day for the kitty. Yes, we take the kitty to the vet every Wednesday to get him some treatments because he's got bad kidneys. Okay, I gotta put you down. Thank you. All right. So again, that's the Rick Leonardi Kickstarter. I highly recommend that one. Let's go ahead and get on with the next one. And that will be Silverbell, I think. No, it's Sandbox. Sandbox Comics Anthology. It is a 14 adventure series anthology book for seemingly all ages. It's got 3 days left to go. It's past its $5,000 goal, 136 backers. It has a lot of different cool art styles in it. Let's see what they have to say. They got a nice list of artists in this.
Hi, my name is Paul Shaney, and I'm the creator and editor of Sandbox Comic Anthology, a new graphic novel packed with amazing art and stories for everyone.
In this.
Ever since I was a little kid,
I've
been a
in this.
huge fan of comic books. I just love the art, the characters, the stories, the worlds that come from comic books. And I used to just draw all the time. Comics really inspired me to learn how to draw. When I was 16, I wanted to be a professional comic book artist. But my art career took me a little different path, and in the last 20 years, I've worked in animation. And I've been very fortunate to work on movies like Kung Fu Panda, How to Train Your Dragon, The Wild Robot, The Croods, Dogman, and a whole bunch of other ones. But my love for comics has always remained. I still love comics, and I love the storytelling and the art that come from them. And I've always kind of wanted to get back into that. So that's why I created Sandbox Comic Anthology. And I teamed up with a bunch of artist friends who also feel the same way, who have the same passion for storytelling and for comics. And each of us have got our own characters and stories that we've created that we want to share with the world. So Sandbox really is kind of the perfect platform to do that. The book is going to be over 200 pages long with these 14 stories. Plus, there's going to be over 20 pages of behind-the-scenes content that will have artist interviews and tutorials and early design sketches for our characters. Your support on Kickstarter is so important to us. Please consider backing this project. It'll help us get the book printed and the production finished and into your hands. Thank you so much.
Yeah, go to sandboxcomics.com and see some of that stuff. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff there. Otis Frampton there, Gustavo Darte, Hedwig. I mean, there's just a lot of really good artists there. Let's see what they want for this bad boy. PDF downloads digital is 20. The book is 35. Sounds reasonable for a 200-page book. Signature edition, the book signed book plate, it's 40. The stickers, I don't care about stickers. If you want a hardcover edition, it's 50. But you get a new cover with Disney animation artist Corey Loftus, who worked on Zootopia and Big Hero 6. That's not bad. The print set, you get certain prints that are only available. I'm super supporter. Your name will get listed in there. I don't really care about that personally, but it's awesome if Is that all of them? No. Nope, that's it. Okay. Yeah, I can understand why they did. These are the things, but what are the stories here? You know, legendary Wampus Cat, martial arts master frog, flying cowgirl and her giant bird squaring off against a grumpy ogre and his gang, a unicorn. All right, yeah. This is cool stuff in a way. It should be for kids, which I think is a good idea. You know, we need more stuff for kids. It's got Otis Frampton, Brian Harold Taylor, Chelsea Truesdale, Dave Rodhams, one of those the Frog, Hedvig, HS, like I said, Cash, Rob Maumert should have some good stuff. Sean Bryant should have some good stuff. Raphael Sam is good. Tatiana, I'm not sure. I think I know who that is, but I'm not sure. Here's the stuff from Trottom, or Matram, I should say. Yeah, look at that. I'm just helping the frog. Warrior, right? There I am. Raven. Look at that smile on my face. Yeah. Here's some Rob Maumert stuff. It looks really fun. It has that kind of Sergio Aragonés type stuff going on there in style, but yet it's different because he's using more body positions and different sizes of the way he builds the characters. Sergio tends to have a certain round body with the spindly arms and legs usually. See these characters, they have different type of body shapes and stuff, so that looks cool. Tanglewood by Chelsea Truesdale. Okay, that's all right. There's some thumbnails there. Okay. That was Paul Shoney's Cattywampus Adventures. Four-Armed Tiger. All right. Get a book plate, sticker set. Like I say, I'm not a big fan of stickers. I don't really care. Your 2 art prints are fine. So, yeah, I'm probably just going to get the book at 35 and be done with that. But I'm like, okay. And this one comes to a close on Friday, November 21st. So it comes at the end of the week. And it'll be hopefully out in time for March 2026. They've actually got their timelines specifically on what's going on. So, awesome stuff. I like that they're using Fulfill Right to do their shipping and fulfillment. So that should be all right. Yeah. Looks cool. And those are all pretty much funded. But yeah, I'm going to probably get this one. And did I put the sandbox up there? Yeah, I did. Okay. All right. So there you have that one. Let's see what else we got. We got Silver Bell, which we talked about last week. Let me quickly save that. As you can see, it is pretty much just started to get over the goal. It's got 28 days left to go. There's 40 backers. You're spending quite a bit of money on this one. It's a pretty expensive piece, but let's see what he has to say.
Hi, Jake, the creator of Silverbell here. This book has been a seriously intense labor of love since I conceived of it in December 2024. Most of that process you can actually find at links below on our YouTube channel where you can watch the first kind of month of creation, storyboarding, concepts, all of that. Silverbell is the kind of book that I hope that you read on the floor with a cup of coffee or your favorite tea, and I hope that you can kind of just go for the ride and enjoy it. Silverbell is a story about a person whose life is quite literally shattered. Her world is broken, her body is torn apart, and then she has to rebuild. She has to make choices that rebuild. I didn't expect the story to go where it did. I didn't expect the art to go where it did in some places. And I certainly didn't expect it to overtake my entire life. Drawing a 9x12 graphic novel at 2x scale, that's 18 by 24 inches, and having to paint the entire thing and drawing with a metal stylus, it's insane. The project is insane. I hope you can feel how much labor and how much love has actually gone into this because everything about this project to me on a physical level feels like you're able to bring a piece of my studio home to you. And I hope that at the very least the book reads more like a piece of original art than it does a reprinting of those pages. Anyway, without further ado, we should probably start the campaign.
And of course, it goes through December 17th. So you got plenty of time to pick on this one, and we'll probably come back and revisit it. That being said, what is it? A bell-headed doll is given new life by the corpse of a star. Drifting alone in the fractured remnants of the old world, our Silverbell is rescued by a society of Bell Knights, fascinated by her newly blessed form. But amid the silver skyscrapers and golden gates of the Ascendancy's manufactured megalopolis, she becomes restless and cold. What is a life to a being who doesn't need to eat or sleep? What is a natural world to a being whose body can be rebuilt or even industrialized? As she finds herself sinking deeper into society of the Ascendancy, and this new world's assumptions for her gifts intensifies as she has to find out what else is going on and what's the consequences of what her new status is. Again, been working on this for basically a year. You can go to brbellringer.com as well. These are what he calls raw photographs of the early pages without the text. Many of the pages will be taken in photo show session in January. Now, whether or not that means he's going to do scanning of the original pages or he's actually going to do photo and then touch up the photos, I don't know. Because he's got those 18 by 24 sized pages, and they usually don't have scanners that large to work with. So I don't know if they're going to do it from a digital, the old school way of printing, where they actually shot the artwork and then did the printing from the print. I don't know. That should be interesting. I should try and find out if I can find out what that is. There's a video series you can go on YouTube as well. So you can look up Silverbell Diaries. I'll give you an idea of what the book is more about and things as well. I'm just liking what I see with this. It's unique. And excuse me a second while the fur monster wants to be back in my lap. I know you guys heard him cry a few seconds ago, but he was just sitting behind me. Now he wants that. Anyway. I'm just liking the process here. It's unique. It's different. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that turns out. I haven't backed it yet. Got time to back it, 28 days. What are the prices on this? The graphic novel is only $40 for a 120-page graphic novel in silver point on 18 boards. Yeah, not bad. Wish it was a little bit longer, but given the way he's working at 120 pages over a year of his life, yeah, I get it. And 5 copies for $120. Let's see. About 48% discount. And I know a lot of retailers think, well, gee, I need to have 55 to 58% discount to make it worth my time. You have to remember, these aren't mass production pieces. They're going to be very small print runs. And in a lot of ways, even though you're paying a discount percentage, you can upcharge, if you had to. So don't just write it off because you didn't get your 55% discount, 58% discount that a lot of you retailers think you deserve. You can also get the portrait for $600, which is 18 by 24 silver point and watercolor painting. So I'm kind of like, I'm kind of digging it. I wish there was a little bit more artwork for each scene, but we'll see. Alrighty. I think that's all for that one. We have a little bit more to go. We got Keyboard and Throttle, collected edition. Let me go ahead and get that closed up. Got 88 backers. It's over its $5,000 goal with 17 days to go. Keyboard and Throttle has been out for years. This is a paperback collection of Josh Howard's series. Plus, there's a new standalone chapter for those of you who have backed it in the past or bought it in the past. It's a pretty cool series. Let's see what Josh has to say. Not much, just showing the artwork there. With the video, I thought he was going to talk a little bit, but that's okay. You can get out of my lap. No, you cannot get up on my chest. No, you can either lay down or you get to get down. Thank you. um, let me get that. There you go. There's your link to Kickstarter. And hold on a minute. There we go. He's done several ones before. You may have heard of him for Dead at 17, other books. But anyway, 250-page book, 5 issues, a story, plus a 64-page standalone story. The lead character, Mitch Maddox, gains superhuman abilities after a fateful encounter on the moon. He becomes known as T-Bird, defender of Centennial City, and at his side is Amy Sparks, a former mixed martial arts champion whose rapid-fire fist earned her the name Throttle. So there's that. Unfortunately, his powers, something happened where he did something with his powers that resulted in tragedy and is retreated from public life. It's 10 years later. He's all but forgotten as a new wave of heroes have taken the spotlight. But when he receives a call back to action, he is forced to make a fateful decision, risk it all for a chance at redemption, or continue to languish in obscurity. The only thing standing his way is a hostile news media, his teenage daughter Emily, and a shadowy menace calling himself Caruso. The books are 100% complete, and they go to print shortly after the close of the campaign. That's good. Some cool pages here. A little bit of the history of what actually happened to him and the aliens on the moon. And Emily finds out that, his wife or her mother maybe died or something. But, kind of cool stuff. He's going up against different monsters and different flippers. And, for some reason, Amy, who was dressed pretty much like a mixed martial artist would be dressed, with the finger gloves and short pants and stuff. It's interesting because she's got like freckles on. He's drawn with freckles all over her body, which is interesting because redheads do have freckles, but that's got to be an interesting trick to draw from different angles and get the freckles right all the time. One of my co-hosts is talking about what we're talking about for Friday. I'm like, no, can't talk about that right now. But anyway, just some really cool things going on. There's gruesome. Just some really cool stuff going on artwork-wise, I think. And I think people will like it. And then there's the two girls going out on a trip. Should be interesting. And again, there she is, in a bikini, and again, she's got all the freckles all over her body. So at least he's consistent. There's his daughter. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. As you see, her fighting Bigfoots or Sasquatches. Sacrifice the characters. Ripped out his power source. The heart of Io is mine. You get the $30 edition, collects 1 through 4, and if you've already got 1 through 4, you can get the separate book of issue 5, which is the 8 Men Sasquatches for $15. There's a variant cover. There's a swimsuit cover. There's her in her. No. Let go. But I just tear my thumb up. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Yeah, his claws out for no reason. As you can see, daughter has powers too. Gets armor. There's a swimsuit, American swimsuit. There's her other outfit. So, yeah, kind of interesting characters. Add-ons. You can get a sketch cover of your choice for $100. You can get the first printing. But anyway, sticker set. The original Viper version, which was the published in 2008, which is not the same issue 0 that's collected in the edition. So you get more stuff. You get original artwork. I don't know if you guys remember Dead at 17 or not. You get PDFs, the complete collection, which is over 30 issues and 700 pages. It doesn't include Revival, but that's the original series there. You can get the Black Harvest remastered, 145 pages. So there's a lot of stuff you can pick up on this. And Josh is a really decent guy, and I think you get a lot of stuff for your money. The digital format is 14 for $250. Let's see. Hold on a minute. Let me go back here. Digital copy is $8. I'm a little bit confused. Digital copy is 64 pages. All right, that's the collected edition digital. Okay. Then the cover A is 15, right? Cover B, B2, yeah. All the different covers. I'm not really caring about all the different covers. Some people will. That's fine. I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm just not worried about that right now. I'm trying to figure out the bundle for all of it. The collected edition plus 0 is $250. The print is $30. And then if you want that and the bundle A, which is the first, the 8 months, you get that. That's $45. And it's $45 and you get each one. Okay. All right. And I bet there's probably add-ons so that you can, just do, which ones you want. If you want like more than just one cover bundle, you want all the covers or something, possibly. We should probably do it with all the different covers here. Yeah, the ultimate is $150. That gets you all the covers. Yeah, $150 gets you everything. So that's not bad. But of course, that's none left. So that's because you don't have the original stuff from the 2008 Viper version. Okay, but anyway, there's certainly a way, I'm sure, to get add-ons for it. I'm probably gonna get the primary one because I'm not really needing girly shots. I'll probably just get the regular bundle A. I think that's tell us more of the story rather than just pin up to the girls. But that's just me. I'm sure if Chris was watching, he's like, "No, get the girls." knows? Get the redhead. Get the redhead. But yeah, who knows? But anyway, yeah, that's probably what I would do is get the $45 bundle A, and of course there might be some other stuff in here to check in on add-ons when I check that out. Let's see, and so there's that. All right. Okay, we're almost done with the Kickstarters tonight. Got one more to go, and that's WULF and BATSY, I believe. Come on, where are you? WULF and BATSY, Volume 1, Trade Collection Edition. I don't know if you guys remember WULF and BATSY. It's been around a while. This is the 2025 Revised Edition. It is surpassed its $4,000 goal. It has 94 backers with 25 days to go. Let's see what I got to say. D for Demented by Brian Bauer. Bloody Weird Comics. WULF and BATSY.
They live on flesh and subsist on blood. When pretty young girls go on a pleasure trip alone, they don't realize it will be their last trip. A shocking and ghastly nightmare of gruesome terror.
No one can escape the vampires, and no one can run from the werewolves.
Oh, that's funny. That's pretty good. I like that. Looks like it's one way to get it. Two complete stories. It's only I don't know. It sounds fun. I just remember seeing this back in the day, and I just never happened to get an issue of it. So I thought, maybe this is worth getting. Trade Paperback collects 1 through 6 for $30. You can also get a second chance to get the sold out issue number 7 for 32 pages for $5. So you can add that as a add-on as well. I'm pretty sure there's a sketchbook for $10 as well. There's a different variant cover for issue 7 as well. So lots of stuff to get. All 4 books for $50 is your trade paperback, the sketchbook. Okay, you save $5. Okay, all right. Original sketch, original art, I should say, not by 12. ink brush drawing on Bristol, one or two choice characters of your choice, for 150. Okay, yeah, pretty cool. Not a bad deal. I'll probably get the $50 one. Probably save myself $5, but we'll see. What is? Do I have it? No, I don't. Okay, Wolf and Batsy, not Basty, Batsy. Volume 1. What's it doing? Oh, it's fighting me again. All right, just give me a second. Doesn't one of you give me the link? Let's go back here, and there. That should work. Yeah, that worked. All right, there's your Kickstarter for that. Okay. I'm looking forward to several of those. I've backed Love and Death, Dark Side of the Moon. Definitely going to back Don Simpson. Definitely going to back with Minority. Definitely going to back Sandbox, Silver Bell, and T-Bird and Throttle. Rapture the Deep, maybe, maybe not. Wolf and Batsy, probably. So, pretty good stuff here. Alrighty. We are done with the Kickstarters, but we got 3 more things to show you, so let's get to it. I did a little bit of shopping on INDYPLANET.com. Let's see what I found. We have Big Bang Adventures from INDYPLANET. This is Big Bang Adventures number 1. This is featuring a triumvirate of Night Watchman, Ultraman, and Thunder Girl. That's your kind of Night Watchman's your Batman, Ultraman is their Superman, and Thunder Girl is the Shazam female version. It is 99 cents for the digital download, up to $3.95 for print on demand. And look, it's black and white. Here's some of the art. It's drawn by Ron Williams and written by Gary Carlson. I like Ron's art. There's the Ultraman story. And there's Thunder Girl piece. Now, I don't know if you guys remember these stories, but they began in 94 Caliber Press. Hello. If you know my history, you know why I like Big Bang Comics. They moved to Image Comics when Caliber had to go on hiatus, and they were there for about 50 issues or so, and then they became a series of annuals from AC Comics. But you can go to bigbangcomics.com and check them out. And there's a whole bunch of these. There's like 20 or 30 volumes at least of Big Bang Adventures that you can find on INDYPLANET.com. This is just number 1. Almost all the Big Bang Universe stuff is easily found there. Okay, so what exactly does that mean? Well, hold on a minute. There's your link to that. In just a second, I will be right back. Sorry about that. My phone was having a conniption fit. Had to go check, see what was going on. Anyway, definitely get this one. I'm going to be buying a whole bunch of the Big Bang stuff. There's another one, more background. This is Night Watchman, Creatures of the Night. It's a 4-issue miniseries. This is number 1 from the same group, $4.95. More Ron Williams art, as well as Ben Torres and Glenn Whitmore. Written by Chris Ecker, Derek Carlson's editing. And, the original Night Watchman's Rogues Gallery takes on monstrous identities in this dark homage to classic horror films. And yet it's also a little bit of a play into Dark Knight Returns as well. The madly manic flamingo gathers Hal, Mr. Master Winchester, the Cheshire Cat Cats, Patsy the Paper Doll, and Edward Grandfather Clock in an effort to resurrect the vampire Baron Fledermaus from his grave to wreak havoc on Midway City. Meanwhile, the ghoulish living dead man Red Ted has a change of heart and identity, becoming a mysterious protector of the homeless population who have come under the attack of the vampire cult. Will Ted and Night Watchman join forces, or will they clash? Again, remember when comics were fun? Big Bang Comics does. We're retro, honoring the creator styles and characters from the golden and silver ages right up to modern times. So there you go. Some people are going to say 25% off for 5 copies or more for a discount is nothing. That is kind of like the standard from INDYPLANET, though. If you want a higher percentage than 25%, you kind of have to start looking at it as a book like this could easily be marketed to your Batman audiences. And how many copies of Batman do you sell? Well, you could potentially market this to them and sell 20, 30, 40 copies. And if you're doing that kind of an order, then they give you more than 25% discount. They're going to give you, a reasonable 40 to 55% discount as a result. So, you kind of have to negotiate with groups like this if you're a retailer and you want to get that higher end percentage of discount. Again, 99 cents is the download version, up to $4.95. Let's take a quick look at some of this art, and you can see how it's played up on this stuff, playing to the Dark Knight Returns type stuff. But also not just Dark Knight Returns. There's multiple versions of paying homage to different eras of but good art overall. And again, there's four issues you can pick and get. for this. So you're doing okay. You know, I wish there was a little bit more, but Indie usually only gives us 4 pages if the publisher even gives us samples of the art. So I'm gonna have to reach out to INDYPLANET, to Barry Gregory, and find out what he does for people who buy a whole bunch of stuff at once, or buy a huge amount of one issue or something like that, so that you get an idea more for retailers, especially. Okay, we got one more Kickstarter, or pardon me, not Kickstarter, INDYPLANET book, and it's not sharing it. Why aren't you sharing it? There you go, Rheinbach. And this is a really cool idea where the Hollywood tries to make a movie out of this guy's life. As you can see, he's been disformed and everything. And when they try to make, when he returns to life as a undead person, he goes after the crew and cast, trying to because you're not making money off of me and not giving me mine. And it pokes fun. It's satire. It pokes fun at pop culture and society in general, while searching for a person's own dignity. So, of course, you also have the horror aspect of it. And, a lot of people like this. Xander Cannon's talked about it. Chris Kipenick has talked about it. And it's, $15. Let's see. Digital download's 15, I think. Yeah, digital download is 15. But you're getting, I don't know, how many pages is it? 176 page graphic novel. So $15 for, digitals. I know a lot of people might say that's a little expensive, but again, this is INDYPLANET. That's kind of what you get. I'm liking the artwork. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I'm liking a lot of this. So I'll probably actually get the print version, which is 30. As you can see, the print on demand is 30 if you want to add it to your cart. But it just sounds interesting to me. So, when you have an undead monster who wants to sue the movie studio for trying to make a horror movie about him, he's attacking them. It sounds funny to me. And there's your INDYPLANET link to that. Okay. Now, we do have some books that came in the mail. We're going to do some unboxing before we call it a night. The first one is called Translunar by Ben Neighbors, with Magenta and Veronica Berta. It's science fiction. Issue number 1, and it came with a little signed card signed by Neighbors as well. Let's see if this will come out. This is from This Is It Studios or something like that. But it's really tightly bound. So it's a little bit hard to get it open on the edges, and I don't want to break the binding. So I apologize if I'm blocking the out a little bit with my hands. I'll fast forward into the story a little bit. So that'll be interesting. So we got that about, we got this over the weekend. No, I take that back. We got it last weekend, and I just haven't shown it, I believe. But anyway, got some extra stuff in here, some process about some of the artwork in the back. So that'll be interesting to get a look at later. And then yesterday, this came in. Well, this is our stuff from Mike Norton out of Chicago. Mike Norton. Oh, could this be what I think it is? Let's find out. Gotta get my X-Acto blade and start cutting all this tape everywhere. That's going to be easy. Okay, that took care of that. I don't know how you open this thing with difficulty. He packaged this really well. That's okay. I'll get it open. Oh boy. Okay, that takes care of those. Ah, here we go. There we go. Now we got it open. Oh, it is what I think it is. Oh boy. What do we got here? What do we got? We got the Battle Pug, Cosmic Doggacy. The giant pug with his barbarian master riding him. The last communion in this heroic pug embark on a dangerous epic journey through distant worlds, each more bizarre and dangerous than the last. Unfortunately, packaging did not help. It got a little bit dinged up in shipping. I'm not going to complain about it, guys. It's just, I'm just a little bit. I'm not mad at Mike. I'm mad at the packaging people. You know, there's just a little bit of a ding on the back cover there, and it is what it is. Let's see what we got in here. We've got a sticker for your car. Otherwise, it's a Battle Pug. We've got some other stickers here, apparently. Again, this, another one that's on the cover, the logo, the Battle Pug. Got a little card, trading card, like the Magic the Gathering type thing. It has trample, slobber, digging, noxious, flatulence, and an iron stomach and its abilities. The noxious flatulence is the real damage. That and the slobber. I don't know which is worse. Yeah. But anyway, we got a nice poster here inside. Let's get that unfolded. There we go. This is a cool, trippy poster. There you go. That looks nice. And then there's another little mini print by Mr. Hope that looks kind of like a Adventure Time version of the characters. And this was a signed remarked edition, which is the reason why I'm not going to complain about the little bit of damage on the back end. So, yeah, it is what it is. So, yeah, somehow it just got a little bit of a thing right there. I don't know how it did it, but I don't know why. But you kind of have to be careful when you pack these babies. You got to put the plastic bubble wrap around them, guys, because even though this was a really tight fit packaging, that's probably why, because it had almost no room to breathe. So if the outside thing gets it, so does the inside. But just something to take note of when you're packaging a book like this. Make sure you bubble wrap them. Okay. But other than that, good deal. I'm quite satisfied with that. I like the poster. I like the cute little remark sketch. So good. All right, that's what I got in the mail. So there you go. Now, Thursday, I'll be joined by John and Chris to do our weekly reviews. We've got a monster show. I'm going to start it at 8. They're probably going to come in at 9 because I got a lot of stuff to cover, and I don't want them to have to sit there and listen to me yammer on reviewing books. But we'll see. And then Friday, we're going to do Escanaba in the Moonlight, which, again, John apparently is like completely flummoxed and doesn't know what he's been watching, which is not surprising because he's a Southerner and Escanaba is in Michigan, and he just doesn't understand that. Whereas I and Chris are from Michigan, so we kind of know what's going on. Probably, I think, is probably what's happening there, but we'll see. I will talk with John after I get off the internet here, off the podcast here, to see what's going on with that. But other than that, that's the week for us. And hold on a second. Okay, that's what that was. All right. Just a whole bunch of people. All right. Hitting me up on stuff. All right. Again, make sure you check out all the campaigns and stuff that I presented tonight. Hopefully you'll find something to your liking. Hope we gave you a wide enough range of styles and genres of content to explore. And little guy, I'm waiting. I'm trying to get to the my outro. All right. So anyway, I'm amazed I'm actually functional enough to do this, because I'm still completely gobsmacked that we lost Lewis Small. Again, I didn't really know he was ill, but if he was battling cancer for that long, they didn't say exactly how long, but I get the impression it's been for a while. And that's why I kind of fell out of circle with him, possibly. You know, I'm sad he's gone, but I'm glad he's out of pain and suffering. And you know, I just want his spirit to go find peace in the afterlife, or the other realm, or whatever comes after, or whatever. And you know, again, I'll miss him. I would have loved to have collaborated with him on some stuff in the future at some point, but it just wasn't meant to be. So again, we miss you, buddy, and thank you for being part of our crazy comics universe, for what you contributed. And that's how we're going to close out the night. So if you have questions, comments, reach out to me on social media, Facebook, Lewis.BrightRaven, at the Muskrat channel, Twitter X, LewisBrightRave2. You can find my artwork on deviantart.com/BrightRaven. You've been watching Quoth the Raven, Lewis Bright Raven, exclusively on YouTube. Email me at quothetheraven.lbr72@gmail.com with suggestions of books or movies or shows to want me and the boys to look at. Can't promise you that we will, but we'll certainly give it consideration. If I don't get back to you on that, try lewisbrightraven@yahoo.com. That's all we have for you tonight. We'll see you guys on Thursday at 8 o'clock. Until then, quote the Raven, nevermore.